Let's go. I wonder how much of that got in. Let's go.
I wish I all got in. That would have been
I
the best
think
way
you
to
might
start.
have just
You know,
got.
it's funny.
Gets me
I say
up.
that all the time.
So, where we start off, Sid, after a lovely meal of sausages, and they were good. And the reason why they're good, sometimes you get expensive sausages, and actually, I imagine sausages aren't a very gnomish thing. It's a very halfling-y thing.
We're fairly vegetarian, and beyond that, we eat a lot of rabbit. You know, because we could talk to them.
You know what
Kinda
rock
lure
gnomes
them
would be?
over and-
Rock gnomes would probably eat quite a bit of, where other races would find weird. Rock gnomes probably cultivate like
so
insects
messed
to
up.
eat occasionally.
You're like, hey there, little guy. Oh, you have a family? That's cool. Me too. 5 kids? I only have 2. Hey, why don't we shake hands as fellow fathers? Yeah.
You gotta lure them in.
The way he illustrated it, it's not even the crick of a neck. It's just that it picks up.
Oh,
Like a sandwich.
I
rabbit
would have given a
sandwich.
sausage to Vale, by the way. Totally would have.
But the
Just
reason
like-
why these sausages are nice is if occasionally, if you're in like a really fancy place, like
Elf meat.
if you had an elven sandwich, it'd be like such good quality meat and made by sandwich I mean sausage. It'd be such good quality meat. It's kind of not a proper sausage. These sausages are like all the shitty parts, and that's why it's nice. In that kind of guilty pleasure kind of way. So yeah, you have a lovely dinner. You've all done some nice hard work. You wake up the next
Tongue
day.
movement.
What was that?
that tongue movement from Scott. Yeah, so Vale's actually going to spend this downtime.
So yeah, basically, old Vale and not Vale. I'm getting names all messed up. I've become Scott, destroyer of worlds.
Names.
Destroyer of names. I couldn't think of a good joke because I'm Scott
Yeah.
now. Boom! I'm back, baby. Sid and Melody are basically need to spend 2 weeks doing this. 2 weeks. We'll have a leather working roll at the end of both of them. And
I'm sorry, guys.
I know, right? So the big question is, what are you doing over there?
I'm saying I'm sorry. Leatherworking is one of the most disgusting smelling professions there are.
Yeah, that's
It's
why
actually-
I was assuming that old Gil and Vale are mostly not here. They're going back down the mountain, right?
Yeah, so I will invite Gil to join me, and I will warn him. I'm going to be looking for low-key jewels that I can make money off. If I can't, because they obviously need prior arrangement, I know thieves can. I will enter the blood sport in the Underden. I shall wait for my make a quick buck.
Will you be going to duel and then coming back here in the night? Is that what your plan will be?
Depends how badly I get beat.
Because honestly, I kind of want to spend time with these two.
That's fine, but I have some money to make.
No, I'll come visit you as well and come cheer you on. And
Cheers,
we've got
mate.
2 weeks.
Awesome.
Make sure nothing happens to them. No more avalanches, yes?
Roger that.
It's been long enough. We can joke about it. So Vale, you make your way down the mountain. Gilwyn, I assume you don't want to help.
No, I sit and play music for him.
He inspires them.
You're gonna give him
Melody
inspiration.
comes along and
Awesome. So, Vale, what is the first thing? I know it will be simplified, but the big important thing is: do you want to like train more? Do you want to talk to this funder person? Do you want to literally just go into dueling any way you can?
I'm willing to do like a smaller low-key fight. Because Salney's not around, etc.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to do like a small dueling. Not like grand debut or anything.
Sure. You don't want to talk to either of the people you met beforehand. You just want to kind of like go into it.
Well, I might speak to the master duelist in terms of advice for this sort of thing.
You would basically go in where he hangs out to find him. So you go into Northenden. You go to the Palace of Northenden. The Palace of Northenden is on a little island in the middle of the river, where the river splits into a Y shape, upside down Y shape. The palace is there. No, Vale has not been invited to the palace by some highborn royalty. The lower levels of the palace are basically like public areas that have their own like shops and stuff going on. In particular, a dueling area in several dueling areas in the gardens on the east-facing side of the island, and that's where you go and find your dueling instructor, who is a half-elf named Weaver. He's a fairly old guy with tan skin that's nice level of crinkling and wrinkling, and he's just very happy to see you back again after you've been doing things again the last few days. It's like, Vale, you're back again. Good to get back into the training. Maybe we'll be able to take you off blunted swords.
Well, actually, sir, I was hoping I might be able to earn a little bit of money in the city. You see, I am currently employing a master artificer, a blacksmith, a crafter, and he's working to create a set of armor for me at the moment, and I would very much like to pay the amount of money that he is due to him.
Alright, I will tell you exactly what I think we should do, Eravale. I know someone who wants to do a nice little duel. His name is Gregor Fallbreaker. He's from a rich family. He's a complete and utter ass bandit, which means he's explicitly going around trying to find a new duelist to horrendously beat and earn a lot of money fighting. Actually, a surprising amount of money in this if you win. If you lose, well, I mean, it's not like you're gonna lose money.
What do you think my chances would be of winning? You have seen me fight? Have you seen this?
I've seen him around. His family has a few good duelers. He's not great. He's fine. But there's a reason why he's explicitly trying to get duelers, right? That's exactly... You don't do that if you're good at what you do. You're explicitly looking for someone who's useless. He's one of those people who just wants to win a few duels in order to increase his standing, you know? A lot of people in these kind of areas, they use duels to solve problems. That or some stupid card game the kids are playing. But they use duels to solve problems. And occasionally, you know, just knowing that you've won a few duels, that's enough to convince people. And I think that's what he wants. Just a few to really work.
I would certainly be willing to give it a crack if you could arrange the fight.
I think I could probably do it today. He is ready to burst with need to duel.
I think I am also ready today.
All right. You know, prepare yourself. We'll use this area here. This seems fine. Like, there's a little, gravel, sand area in the gravel that makes a circle in a hedgerow and all that kind of things. It's actually quite a pretty place. It's getting fairly cold, but, you know, it's all plants that are designed for this. And he sort of, thinks for a bit and writes a few things down and then heads off. I assume you just sort of, you stretch... You get ready. So, and then he comes back with Gregor Fallbreaker and Entourage. Gregor Fallbreaker is exactly as he described this guy, a fairly young, noble human. You can tell he's an asshole because he's got this thin
mustache.
Yeah, slick black hair. Complete asshole. You just know it. Brilliant clothes, and it's the sort of thing he takes his coat off. It's not that cold to you, but you know, whatever. He was wearing a nice fancy coat, and hands it to one of his assistants, who are people of his similar age, probably people he's paying to be his friends. You assume, you know, the sort of people. Exactly. And Weaver sort of goes back up to you and is like, "So, this will be a fairly straightforward duel. You know, do I need to go back over the rules again?"
Perhaps it's best.
Alright, duels are basic, you know. Swords only, unless you're dueling a dwarf. Dwarves often use these little these specialized dueling axes. Usually swords only. What else?
Is my parrying dagger allowed?
No. Well... and he kind of checks his notes. He's like, no, you are allowed it. That's absolutely okay. You are allowed to two-hand. And at the beginning of the duel, shake hands and bow. You are an unknown, but if you win this fight gracefully, even if you lose this fight gracefully, you might get out there a bit more. You can see there's no real crowd. Sometimes people show up if the fight seems interesting. But you know, it's more what happens.
I see.
It's a non-lethal duel, but it's a prompt to yield. And you know when your body needs to stop. You yell yield. If you don't yield, they will kill you. And it's a legal kill. They will not get in any trouble. And, just be aware of that. More or less, rules-wise, it is a duel to 0 HP, but you don't fall at 0 HP. You get the choice whether to yield or not. And you can not yield. But then you will be bleeding out and dying, and they won't help you. It's like you'll bleed out slowly, and they just, watch. They can't help you.
The power in my blood, my Sun Elf ability.
Magic isn't allowed.
Even if it's inherent?
It's like how Dragonborn duelists aren't allowed to use their dragon breath, but they are allowed to use their big old muscles. Their scales are allowed. The rules are questionable. I've seen your natural abilities. Very little obvious. So I will try not to do them. But you know how dueling works. If they can't see the spell, they don't punish you with the spell. And that's how it's always been.
Well, I think I am ready to get this underway.
Well, shake hands and bow. And make sure he knows your name. In case you win. Kind of punches you in the shoulder. And it's one of those things where he's just like this old man, but he doesn't actually stand with any kind of hunch. But when he sits, he's very deflated. But when he stands, he's very tall. But he has a wiry strength. That's a knuckly punch on the arm. But it's nothing compared to the stabbings you're going to be getting soon. So,
right.
You go over to this guy. He's talking to the other people oh yes, this will be easy. This will be fine. This will be brilliant. I am so ready to win. This will be my 3rd duel win. It'll be easy.
Good day, sir.
Ah, yes. Good day, Master Elf.
My name is Erivail Valinair.
Ah, yes. My name is Gregor Fallbreaker, and he shakes your hand. It's a reasonable handshake. Your hand is stronger than his hand. You feel it, but it's not like your hand shaking. It's really weak, and you're like, oh god, this guy has no raw fiber. Nah, it's fine. And then he does step back and he does bow. You can tell that this guy has a full-on rapier. And he's like, well, and then does a bit of a laugh, and his before he even starts, the entourage is like, good job, Fallbreaker, and they're cheering already. Go ahead and both roll me initiative, and by both I mean you roll initiative, and then I'm also going to roll initiative.
Can you do that laugh again, please?
Why did you like that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh no, that wasn't very good.
But who knows? Who knows how lucky this guy is?
That's true.
More lucky. More lucky. Let me... World of pure imagination. This is something that the audience can't even see, but I will be annoyed if I don't find a halfway decent token for him.
I should point out that the turn order is sort of showing up on the stream in that it was...
I noticed that before! I noticed it after a while, and then I was like, oh, well, you know what I can do? I can float it around like a ghost. Like this. But you know what I will do? I'll put it somewhere where it doesn't get into any problems, so you can actually see the turn order in these out of combat combats. Like I said, I haven't actually used this whole dice rolling setup much, so we'll get more used to it. Let's pop this guy in. Give him a roll. He got a 16, so he does go first. Ha!
I mean, we're only 10.
In fact, we actually don't need this because it's him then you, so it's pretty easy. So he's straight up this is more or less it's a little arena, usually no real bigger than 15 feet diameter circle, but some places would be bigger. It's not like you can't go out the circle. You absolutely can. You should stay in the circle, but you don't get eliminated if you go out the circle. But it would depend. You have been told where you duel and who you're dueling, like your judges, like Weaver is the judge right now, has different rules. There are certain places where like you duel, and if you fall, oh, we nearly lost Dean for a second there. You could duel off like you duel off a cliff, and then you fall and die, you know. And that's allowed. So what we do, Dean, what's
He's
up?
dead.
But hopefully he doesn't die properly. Otherwise, I'll have to like do emergency fixings. But yeah, he goes up to you and he's like, and just sort of dashes and does a stab with the rapier. It's what you want.
He missed out on that laugh. Poor Dean.
Okay, I'm gonna need to fix the cameras real quick, but I need to wait until Dean stopped dying. It's gonna be fucky, but don't worry about it. The duel will continue as planned.
Dean's PC has crashed, for the record, everyone.
Oh, did he just send a message?
Skype, yeah.
Great. I can't check Skype while we're streaming, weirdly enough. Oh, everyone is in the wrong place. Everyone is in the wrong place, but I'm fighting
still see our
this. You became... Anyway, yeah, but I want to make it better.
Oh god, now I'm Melody.
Yeah, exactly. You're Melody now. So I'll straight up say, Fullbreaker like dashes to you, and you you'd manage to do the sort of like turn dodge, where he's going for your side, and you like turn and he just hits the air. It was very close. It actually does like scrape your clothing a little bit. And there was a lot of force behind that attack, so you know it could have been really danger-esque, but it wasn't. You know what? I'm gonna do this for now. It's not right, but at least then Arvine isn't in the wrong place. I know, Doggo. It's not right, but it's gonna have to do. So, Vale, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, just sidestep, and then I will slash across the belly with the short sword.
Absolutely. He already took his coat off, but his clothing is still very fine. Very fine quality.
I want that one. Hey!
That's good. That's definitely a hit.
And this will be a sneak attack.
Yeah, see, that's the sort of fuckery there. Oh, he's coming back. They're coming around. Watch out for those wrist
He's on the
rockets.
side.
Whoa! Turn it sideways.
Oh, that's just made things worse, mate.
That didn't work. It did not fix your camera.
I'm on my phone because my PC keeps crashing every time I go on Skype.
Oh
Hey.
dear.
You're not a mobile data, are you?
Nope.
Okay, good.
Whatever. At least Neil's kind of in his box now. I'm
I
not
like
fixing
being
it
in my
properly.
box.
But there's two of you.
Sorry.
There's
Sorry.
two here. It's okay.
And then next up,
You have to move
But
open.
Dean, you're honestly better just hanging up until you can fix it.
No.
This
we
makes
love
it worse though.
Oh.
No, I know, but it's the way of things.
then gonna bring my parrying dagger up and rake it across the inside of his arm.
Oh, mean, lean, fighting
20 hit.
machine.
1 damage. How is that? Oh yeah.
For some reason, I'm doing this damage calculation on my on paper. I don't know why. I
20,
just am.
21 damage.
Who does that? Yeah, like that's amazing. Like you just do this flurry of attacks of like your sword hitting him in completely unexpected ways, and then you like go with the dagger real quickly, and he is so genuinely surprised. Like, hey, let me check fix things again.
Good job, Dean. Get good PC.
Don't be mean to Dean.
Don't be mean to Dean. Like, there's some kind of tie-like thing going on that was like held down by the whole mechanisms of his shirt, or like the tightness. And by you cut the shirt, they just go like boing, like spring up in his face, like and like he's starting to bleed, and he's like, and he very what he actually does is he goes and tries to kick you. Go ahead and give me an athletics roll.
You little bit.
Yeah, he's a bit of
an
a.
acrobatics instead. Jump.
Oh, absolutely, you can do an acrobat. I always forget to say it, but you absolutely always can against these kind of things.
Thank God I did that as well. Oh boy.
You're considering you've got a +9 acrobatics. Have you
You're
ever rolled
always
well
bad at acrobatics, but you have a huge modifier. Luckily, he's kind of slow. Like you can see, he was like, and he did the kick because he somehow just couldn't process to stab when he was in pain. And you just like, you dodge. He maybe like scuffs you a little bit, but you easily dodge it. But then he does go for that attack again. Like, no, I meant to win.
I think we all did, but you just suck.
He was very close to
Was
hitting the
that
first
4-act
time.
then? It was nearly 4-act.
No, I don't think so. He does hit this time, dealing 4 damage. But it's like a sort of like a scrape probably across the belly. It's like a very unsmooth swipe, you know. And then it's your turn again. Did you just like bang your knee on your desk?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see.
Dean's
what's it gonna be
laughing, the
this time?
fucking shitlord. This man's in pain.
I'm gonna avoid the face. He's a noble. Let's not scar him.
You only scar a
think I'll
noble
go-
in a duel if they're like, we're gonna do this duel so I can do something evil legally, you know?
I think the short sword's gonna go like through his calf muscle this time, like.
Okay.
That's what I'm aiming for.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, don't you know?
He manages to sort of parry it, like, because of course you sort of like smash sword against sword.
Yep.
In a bit of a panic. You can.
Can I
dagger.
do my offhand attack?
Yeah, you don't have to hit.
Yeah,
you
I
just
can-
need to.
yeah,
You just have to
I
do the
just wanted to
attack.
Make sure. So I'll spin round and offhand stab him in the kidney with the parrying dagger.
It's always the kidney.
It's always the kidney.
That's a hit.
You know what the joke is on this one? It's a sneak attack.
I never thought about that. But you do not get him to 0. Very barely. But you do hit him, and it's like a proper stab. It's not like it's like a stab in, which maybe isn't entirely proper for duels with a dagger, but you know, it's technically in the rules.
I mean, the parrying dagger isn't that long.
Exactly, but it's going in. And it's
Yeah.
like bubbling with blood
going
as it's
in.
going in. He's like, and you can see he's like visibly paling, but he just goes again and just like, trying to swing at you. do. And he hits for actually max damage. He manages to.
Boy.
You stab him, he stabs you with the end of the rapier. It doesn't go as nearly as deep in, and it ends up hitting like sort of your flank. It doesn't go in and pierce any organs or anything, but you know it very easily could have, and deals a whopping 10 damage.
That's pretty big.
And he like draws back, and there's a splurt of blood, and like the audience, his entourage cheers. There's actually a couple of like people looking at the windows from the building because it's he can, you know, they can see, and they're like, what is going on? There's like a weird elf with fighting two-handed, and then it's very like just it surprises him. The people, but he doesn't yield, and I assume you don't either. So it's your turn. That was a good hit.
Oh, a fine hit, my
The
friend.
entourage is like, well done, Fullbringer. A singular strike. And he's like, I always had it. Like grabs its sides are like just bleeding horribly.
I'm gonna use my bit of roguish speed now. So I step in close very fast and slide the blade along his chest.
Oi. Dagger or sword? I guess it has to be
Sword.
sword first.
It has to be sword first, unfortunately. Hey.
It's a hit.
Bloop. Bloop.
So I assume after that you were gonna like dash behind him.
Yeah, so I'd spin round behind him, ready to stab or slash him
You
in the back.
go to like stab, and he's like, I yield. A cleric. I need a cleric. I yield. And then the entourage, like one of them like drops the person holding the coat, like drops it. They're fired. That's just, you can't drop the expensive cloak in the gravel. It's not allowed. But like the people in the windows clap, and Weaver's the kind of person who doesn't clap. He nods. He's like, and goes up, and he's taken away by his entourage, and he's like, you literally see him drinking a health potion, and throwing it aside into the garden. One of the entourage goes and like gets it and picks up the pieces and disposes of it properly, because you can't just throw glass in a garden. That's not cute. You've had a party where two people do that. That's not cool. But Weaver goes up and goes like, you know, the odds were against you, but you did really well. You did really well. I don't think he's ever fought anyone with a style quite like that, and that's going to give you an edge, kid.
Well, he gets quite a neck on my side, unfortunately. But I am glad that you.
Rub some dirt in it. I'm just kidding. And he like literally sort of goes, huh? And then you heal 5 health. As in literally, he's like the wound just sort of like. It's nowhere near as clean as like any other kind of healing you've had, but it heals. It stops the bleeding.
Thank you.
Do you not appreciate the healing noise that Weaver has? He's like, okay, so you know, if I put in, you know, again, they're not the biggest money. It's not like people were betting on this, but
Plus my cut.
Yeah, well, they probably should be, but he actually doesn't give himself a cut. This is it, 120 gold pieces. Big money for your first duel. But then, that guy was confident. He's the kind of person that fights duels assuming he won't get hit, which sometimes works. But I guess doesn't work against you. Interesting, huh?
You did me a great favor.
What?
Thank you for all your help so far.
It's fine, it's nothing. It's always interesting to, you know, show a young lad like you into the world and really see what you become.
Young? I'm not that much younger than you. Perhaps it's about time I go see this potential patron of mine after I've actually won a duel.
I know the one, halfling. He's usually in the, you know, it's not that tavern. It's one of the ones on the halfling bridge. I don't know which. It's got a fishy name.
Card.
You could probably find him. Hopefully,
bridge.
hopefully only one of those has a fishing name, right?
Well, let's hope so. I may
Do you
see
need
you
me to
again.
go with you, or you good, kid?
Oh no, I will be fine. Northenden is safe enough.
Yeah. There's nothing bad ever happens in Northenden. And he kind of like gives you that like smile and kind of goes off. And he literally, you can hear as you go past, he's like, that guy's name was Erevail Valinar. And like stuff like that. He's giving you a bit of promotion. So you easily find your way to the halfling area of the city. It's kind of, I mean, from the palace, anywhere is fairly easy to get to. Although there's only a couple of bridges out of the palace, which is kind of annoying. Sometimes you have to take a long route just because, like, could you just have a bridge that goes this way, please? It would be so useful. But you don't. You're screwed. Most of the halfling district is built on a bridge with buildings built on the sides of it, and it's very pretty. And you find yourself at the Singing Tuna Tavern. You're looking around. There were other fish names, but you remember he told you would often be here. And it seems like word of mouth has got around, at least here, because you're about to go in when this guy is coming out looking for you. So, this guy's name is Leo Bialystock. He is a halfling. He is plump. How about what you're going to say? Ollie, most halflings are plump. He's plumper than the average halfling.
Hey.
Leo
Bialystock. And he is wearing fine clothing, but not punch you in the face with how much money I've spent fine. He actually has like a sort of a hat. It's basically a fedora, actually. But he actually takes it off as he sees you. And he's like, Vale! You know, I've heard brilliant things of what you've been doing. Brilliant things. I heard that you beat up a nobleman.
Yes, I won my first duel.
Your first duel? I'm so proud. I've only known you a couple of days, and I'm so proud. Ah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Come on, talk with me, walk with me. And he starts walking, and of course, his little legs are going pretty fast, and you're like, because it's an elf and a halfling, and it's one of the things where he probably like shakes your hand, and he's like this, and you're like that. But he sees no issue. He probably finds it funny. He's like, you know what? You didn't bring your friend. You said next time you come see me, you'd bring your friend Gilwyn. I was really excited to meet him, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll meet him again. I just want to talk. If he's really as good a songstress as you said he was, then he's really good. I still don't think songstress is the right word. I think there must be a male version of the word songstress, but you know what? I don't know it. I'm sorry. What were you saying? Because I'd love to see him. I'd love to see him. I want to hear about this man.
Yes. Yes, Gilwyn is an excellent bard. I'm sure he would be more than happy to sing you a song or two, and for free, I'd wager. As a friend
No. I never get anything for free, aside from the love of beautiful women, of course. No, I would be paying him for his services, and I've got some ideas in mind. I've got some ideas in mind, Vale. Like I've got some ideas in mind with you. You know, you're doing some great things, and if you're going to continue dueling around the world like you said you wanted to do, now that's an interesting little nugget of information, and you know, that's an interesting thing. You know, not everyone does that. Usually if someone wants to duel, they want to duel in one place, and if they want to travel the world, usually, you know, I don't want to, you know, name names, usually they've got a nose that goes all the way up to here, and you know, it probably is up in their own ass. I'm just gonna say things pretty obviously. But you're like an everyman. I mean, you're not an everyman, but you're like an everyman, and then, you know, I can sell that. I can sell that.
Yes, I certainly think that it would make a big name for myself if I was able to duel in many cities.
It would be a famous thing, you know. Come to the city. Aravel Varenar is going to be dueling in Thundrel. I mean, that's gonna bring in. Come to the Elfie-eared arena. Aravel Varenar is going to be fighting in there. I mean, I'm going to assume it's not like that'd be like me having a short stack arena for my people. That doesn't make much sense. You know, I've never been there. I don't know. I've lived out in Northenden almost all my life, so I don't know. But, you know, I really think this is going to be great. But I really do want to see your friend Gilwyn, because you know what? I think the business plan I have in mind is probably going to be more for him than it's going to be for you. But I think I'd split the money 50-50 between you. I did tell you my plan, right?
Yes, you did.
You know what? I like it. I'm going to tell you again. It's such a good plan. I like saying it out loud. You know, I said it to a woman last night. Don't tell my wife. I don't have a wife, not anymore. But it's. I mean, I came into a lot of money. I've come into a lot of money a lot of times, and it's a good. I want to really spend it on things. And you know what? If your songstress is as good as he says, then I want to get him to write songs about your story, and then, you know, maybe we can compile it together into some kind of, you know, musical theater or book or something. I mean, if I can sell it, I'll sell it however I can sell it. But it kind of makes sense, right? It's very easy. I'll happily pay for all the manuscripts, and I'll even pay for, like, pigeon tracking. No, pigeons get lost. No, we just have to be manual couriering. But, you know, I like this idea. And of course, I'd be paying half for you because it'd be your story, right? And then I'd be paying half for the Gilwyn because he's writes some good songs. You know, I heard that one song he wrote. You know, I heard it. I mean, not by him, of course. No. You know, Yondala be praised, not by him, but, you know, don't tell Bahamut I'm cheating on Yondala, you know? What was I saying? Oh, the plan. You need to show me your friend, Vale. You need to show me your friend. If you're going to be doing more dueling, you know, I want to know what kind of caliber we're dealing with here.
Yes, perhaps we could arrange a meeting in a week, say?
I like that. I like that idea. A week is a long enough time for me to start compiling my ideas, and a long enough time for you as an elf to compile your ideas. You know, I know how you kind of tick. I'm not saying you're like every other elf I've dealt with. You're actually not, which is why I like you, and I don't like most of them. But you know what I mean.
Yes, sir.
Oh, it was a good talk. This is a good talk, Vale. You got any questions?
No. I will meet you at the tavern. As
No. You're not gonna meet me in a tavern. You have to meet me at my office.
I see.
My office is over there. You know, by that fountain.
I see.
It's
the
right
building with
next. It's right next to the shop that sells not haunted books. But the fact that they say they're not haunted, it raises questions to me.
Indeed, it should.
I bought a book, like a paperweight there before, and it wasn't haunted. But it also wasn't a book, so I don't really know.
Well, that is a dangerous shop, perhaps to be avoided.
Well, maybe I'll be able to get a better office later on. But
I'm
if you
sure
waste
you
all your
could,
money
sir.
on an office, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be lovely, but you're not gonna make much more money. Anyway, this is a great talk, Vale. I love talking with you. You're so great to talk to, like a brick wall. And I love it. I'm gonna go make some more plans. I really like this idea. So come to my office with your songstress of mine, and if those other friends of yours show up, that would be fine. But I'm interested in him. Or is he a her?
Oh yes,
I don't know.
one of them is an artificer of great skill who will be
An
helping me.
He's like walking away and just like, an artificer. I've worked with one of them before. Is he a gnome? Please tell me he's a gnome.
He's a gnome.
The best artificers in all the land come from Istana. You could tell some other people that. You could tell the people that live below the streets. They wouldn't be happy that I say that, but it is true. It's so true. And I might have to talk with him. I worked with artificers when I was working on Canna Dragon. Brilliant product. Hasn't really spread outside Northenden. I think people just aren't ready to accept drinks in a can. It's a very strange concept. But, this fucking dog has been following me all day. I think it's the sausages I have in my pocket. You know what they say, you can't take the halfling out of a halfling. That math doesn't
But
work.
you can't put the sausages in a halfling.
That's not what they say, but it should be. It should be. You're witty, Vale. I'm ready. I'm so ready for the one-liners that I'm gonna make an actor who's playing you say. I'm so ready for it. Anyway.
Yes, of course.
Bring your artificer friend. I've got plenty of gnome-sized furniture. It's gonna be great. Bring him to the office. A week?
A week? That's
That'll
fine.
be great.
I think
Come on.
he should be able to spare the day. He's working on something at the moment. How
No,
these
anyone
ones
can
are.
spare a little bit of half a day for a conversation. It's just business.
Yes, of course.
Right. See
I
you
have
later.
another friend who I might like
Yeah,
to meet
but-
as well.
Another friend.
Yes, she's a human. She's rather strange. Grew up in the forest. Would be good for the stories, no doubt.
Yeah, if you can bring her. I mean, my office ain't no forest, but I'd be interested in meeting them. Yeah, bring anyone and everyone you can. No more than 6 people. My office cannot fit more than 6 people comfortably. Not with your clothes on. Definitely not.
Very, very good, sir.
Don't ask me how I know that. Go on, ask me. I'm not gonna tell you. Vale, go back to your friends. You said you're living on a mountain now? That's just a whole thing.
Yes,
Crazy.
it's just a period. It's
That's gonna be great for
training.
Act 3. And he like walks away, just talking something to himself. Puts his hat back on.
They're like sighs. I was like, and then trudges his way back up the mountain.
And you do, and Vale comes back noticeably a little bloodied, but not like with a limp. I imagine at some point you've had like a short rest in here. You're fine enough. You've dealt with minor injuries, but he's bloodied, he's injured and stuff like that. He probably is cleaning his sword pretty quickly, properly.
Yeah, I'm gonna wander in, looking fairly pleased with myself. Drop a coin purse with 100 gold in it next to Soundly. The first part of the 175.
Click. There we go. Sorry, I had to find that unmute button. How much was it? Is it a 110?
100.
100?
Yeah,
I look down at it and I go, if you finish paying me before I finish the job, you just need the 150.
Well,
And you do know that part of the 150 was the 90 you were spending on supplies. So I think you're already overboard.
oh really?
I mean, I'll keep the extra 40.
Hey, why not?
He said that completely kidding. And he's like, I was kidding.
Well, actually, you could do me a favor, come to think of it. there is this halfling chap in Northenden. He wishes to be a patron of sorts to me and to Gilwyn. And he wishes to meet you and Melody as well. He wants to put our story into various money-making schemes. But I will become infamous. Gilwyn will become infamous. You could become infamous if you wanted, or if not, be well renowned as the supplier of my equipment.
I'm not interested in fame or glory. I just have things I'm working on and devices I'm trying to make. And for the matter, and I don't know if Vale took note of or reacted to, but again, literally like within 100 feet or more of this cave, it fucking reeks because of like we're working with sulfuric acid and salts mixed with boiling fats and stuff like that. It's disgusting here. He's like, and frankly, I think I can't spare to leave this for even a couple of days. It's pretty continuous work for about 2 weeks. So I mean, after time has passed, if I happen to pass by this person and they're interesting enough, I suppose I could have a chat. But I'm not going out of my way to meet with somebody over fame or infame.
I mean, he said to me he's worked with gnomish artificers in the past, and he said, you know what? The best gnomish artificers are from Istana.
Yeah, well, that's just a fact. I mean, that's.
I was gonna say, you're trying to woo him with that. He's like, yes, I knew that coming in.
God damn it. Well,
So he might know a few people I know. That doesn't make him any more special. I mean, he doesn't have the skill with. Yeah, I'm sure his tongue isn't as skilled as yours.
It's quite overwhelming.
Well, that sounds unpleasant.
He talks very fast.
That sounds even more so.
Little unnerving for me. Talks faster than you.
You're not selling this very hard there, buddy.
He's a nice guy. He offered to pay us lots of money. You need money for your research.
I do need money for my research. Damn. All right. Can we at least arrange it for after I'm done working on this? Otherwise, you're gonna have unevenly tanned leather and certainly not stitched the right way.
I will pop into the city tomorrow and see what I can do.
If it makes you feel any better, in my stead, I could always have Melody do the stitch work around the crotch.
He definitely wants to see Melody. Very interested. Melody cannot be sped. Melody cannot stay here without you. During the meeting.
Yeah.
No.
And that's I think that's everything that he would say. Yeah. I am curious about rolling these rolls though. He said because in real life it takes what 2 weeks to tan. So I think
we're doing 2 weeks for the entire process because you're making the armor, and we're gonna do that next week because we haven't spent we spent a day, not 2 weeks.
Oh, look,
we need to deal with the other week. We need to deal with the other week of Veils, and then another week.
I wanted to roll and see how good I did.
No, you do it. We do it at the end of the week because it's way easier. So, considering we can hear a little munchkin in the background, I think that's where we're gonna end off here. We've had a good time. We've had some good times, had some bad times. Talked about our love, no about our life, everywhere in between. Neil, who are you? You're over there.
Hey, I'm alive this week. I'm
about by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I'm Ollie's resident Nurgle man. Come to me for your plague needs.
That's dumb, but I'm down. It's true. Tib's gonna be jealous.
No, what I should say is, guys, Ollie needs a holiday. Donate for Ollie's holiday. I'm gonna be slapping his butt until we get holiday goals. Which he'll never do.
I literally said today, and it was like, the more you tell me to get a holiday, the less likely I'm going to get a holiday.
Like my girlfriend, honestly.
You know what they say?
The same person.
Other than I thoroughly enjoy doing this because I get to play it, whereas Ollie has to work hard at it, and similarly with the Mass Effect stuff, Scott has to work really hard at it. Dean has to do other stuff with his time. Me and Ian are like, yeah,
we're awesome freeloaders who do nothing.
Dean is the master of shake weight.
Dean's like good at everything he touches. He's like a modern day Midas.
So I don't have too much to say this week. I'm not going to go on with my usual.
You might die. So let's not
But
do
my
that.
voice has been a little bit sexier.
So below Neil in more ways than one is Gilwin.
Hello, I'm Gilwin.
And by that I mean Dean. Sorry. It's the
okay.
worst is with Ian because Ian is Arvine and Melody and sometimes Caitlin. I'm getting mum brain of all these characters I have to deal with.
I heard it from my friend Mathis. On Friday, there will be an episode on his YouTube channel, Judge Mathis, about the game Call of Cthulhu: Dark Corners of the Earth. I wrote a little Cthulhu song for that, and it's amazing.
That sounds cool. I'm down. And if you didn't see, Dean made a video last week, and it's really fucking funny.
Oh yeah, I did that as well. A Crash Bandicoot video about the worst level in that game. If you want to find me on Twitter or anything, it's Dean Cutty everywhere. Every website, Dean Cutty.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Any
Speaking
website,
of someone
Dean
that's
Cutty.
everywhere because of omnipotence, RV, what's up? What's up, girl?
This is the first I'm hearing of this, but okay.
Not very omnipotent.
No, exactly. I've already disproved this theory.
You're omnipotent, but you're just like bad at it.
You have a lot of power when it comes to rolling ones.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm brilliant at particularly on Constitution checks.
Oh, you have. Oh boy. Versus doors.
Yes,
Maybe you're
I can
like
score.
Erin, and you're just good at different systems. Maybe we'll put you in Stars About Number, and you'll be really good.
Entirely
We'll have to see.
possible. But yes,
fact, I know
feel
that's
like
true.
I've already enough has already been said about me. I am Ollie's resident weeb. I'm on.
It's actually true.
I hang around and basically wake up whenever someone mentions anime. But no, if you actually want to talk to me about something that you care about, in addition to me caring about, feel free to message me on Twitter or anything. I am happy to talk about Jarviskjir and such like, as I'm one of the more regular players as well. Like for instance, I know what that cave was that we're spending time in, as does Neil. We know the relevance of that. So yeah, other than that, pay more attention to Dean, Ollie, and Scott because they are far more interesting people.
Speaking of an interesting person, I couldn't get one this week, so here's Scott.
I think you should mention your creation of Ollie Day, Scott.
Oh yeah, Ollie Day. Ollie Day.
Ollie Day on
everybody. All right,
November
everybody. I rolled D12. 12. I don't know how you say it. And D30. And so now November 1st is Ollie Day. That happens to be next
Wednesday. Maybe we will do an Ollie Day special.
It should be an Ollie Day. It's from henceforward. So say if
maybe
Stalmina,
we will do an Ollie
Ollie
Day special.
Evil characters one shot.
No,
it's Ollie Day next Wednesday. So tune in. It'll be good stuff. Other than that, Delric, you can find me at Delric places. That's all I got. Oh yeah, Lost Initiative's tonight, not last night. So 9 o'clock at Lost Initiative. Go.
So that's in 3
Ollie
hours.
Day?
3
Ollie
hours.
Day is also Dean
Ollie
Cutty.
Day. Hello,
Ollie Day,
Ollie.
Dean
Hello. Are you ready for Ollie Day?
Go dang, go,
Ollie
mate.
Day.
Welcome to Ollie Day.
Dean, I know you have to talk about who you are, but first you have to answer me a question.
Dean's already.
What is your favorite Ollie Day activity?
My favorite Ollie.
It is Ollie Day is also nicknamed Hump Day in honor of Ollie.
Yeah.
There are so many activities that come to mind, Scott, but I think if I had to narrow it down to one, it would be going on my skateboard and doing an ollie.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I think mine is the Sleeping Grumps.
Sleeping Grumps,
Really
nice.
is my favorite. Yeah.
Arvine, what do you got?
I quite like the trying to find the cat and wandering off stream for a moment. That's my favourite.
It's not trying to find the cat. It's opening the door for the cat, like a cat butler. Okay, I know where the cat is, and she's gonna be upset.
We've got a name for it, Cat Butler. That's the name of this holiday activity.
Yeah, okay. Maybe.
I spend all of Ollie Day with glasses and mugs that are so large they make me feel like a small child or a halfling. That's the only way to do it. Like,
It's so
I need
good.
Even a glass of water, I just need it to be so big.
Oh, are you
it
talking
makes me
about
feel
this?
Like a little child.
This glass as well. I know you find this glass amusing. So I'm Ollie.
No, hold on. Dean.
Oh, Dean's already gone.
Did he?
Yeah.
No, I think. Did
I
you?
wasn't
There's
listening.
a system. No, of course, obviously none of you were listening to Dean. That's okay.
was excited.
Or
Okay.
I hallucinated Dean.
Dean, why don't you have another go?
Ex-hamster.
No, okay. So we might actually do something for Ollie Day next week because I like the concept, and you know I might be able to make some dollary dues. So maybe we'll have an Ollie Day next Wednesday. Depends if I can be bothered to set something up. But this Friday, if Amazon is nice, we won't have our regular art stream. I'm sorry to say, but we will be playing Mario Odyssey.
Now someone has to go. Wahoo!
Wahoo!
So it would actually break you.
If you want more of that, Friday and Sunday, double art game day week. No art stream. Fuck art. It's all about the Mario. It's all about the Mario. That's all that this symbol means. Mario. I'm also going to be playing.
That's all that this symbol means while doing that.
Yeah, Mario.
Fucking Mario.
So, and on Friday, gonna have some Eberron, and we haven't had Eberron for a week, and the Eberron campaign is so fucking juicy right now. If you grabbed it, you squeezed it, you get a full tankard of juice.
I mean, like, it's K. It's K.
Like,
It's no Jarviskjir.
No Jarviskjir, is it?
But you know,
no
more
wholesome
often
homebrew
everyone's there. You know. Well, the way when Scott runs an existing setting, it becomes like a Scott's greatest hits version of it, and I'm down for that. And
That's what I call Dalery.
next Wednesday, we've also got more Mass Effect, and that's all good. And that's me, and that's what I do. I'm also going to be tweeting at olirant, and all these VODs are going to be on YouTube, because, you know, we need to be able to go back and freeze frame the Dean faces when he thinks no one's watching.
Oh my god, there have been some golden faces from Ian, Dean, me, and Scott this week.
Okay, so...
You should have seen Ian eating a slice of apple or something earlier, and it was just like,
Yeah, just one go.
yeah, it was
Sometimes-
beautiful.
I
Sometimes
can't
I
be
just
bothered to
giggled
bite
to
it in
myself
half, you
about
see.
Beautiful.
Well, with that wise word of advice, that's where we're going to end for
Oh
today.
my god, Dean!
I'll see you all next time for Ollie Day. Hey! That's it.
We're done. Good job.